John's going to do it in episode 164 of Heresy Accountability Buddies. Oh, yeah. Tonight we have something special for you. It is the pre-Adepticon extravaganza, where Duncan is going to take off his shirt on camera, where Brian is going to take off his pants on camera, where John is going to dance around for dollars on camera.
I mean, that means I gotta go
doing
put
this?
pants on.
Are we doing this on the podcast, or are we doing this at Adepticon?
All of the above. Anybody hands you $1, you have to perform. That and more on this episode of Heresy Accountability Buddies. My name is Jack, with my fellow hosts of
Ryan.
Duncan.
John.
and Dave. So before we get any further into the shenanigans, because Duncan's already over me, let's do a quick station identification. And
Do
thank
you
to
love
our-
resin bases? Then go to our sponsor, Elric Hobbies, for all of your basing and basing accessory needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a discount. Legendary Monument Hobbies. Monument Hobbies is a one-stop shop for all of your painting needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a 5% discount on your purchase. Pop Goes the Monkey. Find maker of third-party accessory bits of arms, legs, backpacks, and more, where you can get 10% off your first order over $125 with code HERESYABB at
a
checkout.
quick station identification. And thank you to our patrons. Without you, none of this would be possible. So let's kick it off with some hobby. Duncan looks like he wants to go first.
I'll go first tonight.
Okay, go Duncan, go.
All right. I'm done. Jack, what did you get done this week?
I continued to work on that super heavy that John made me print out and paint for a broken list, because John made me do it. I painted every single rivet that is on that stupid thing, and it's a lot of stupid rivets. See
I'm
here.
so proud of you for painting rivets.
I am not. I hate myself.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
It looks so much better, though. I'm not gonna lie, especially on the blue. The tracks are done. I'm not gonna wash them because they're just gonna be covered in mud. The tracks that are on the body, the extra tracks, are done. The gun was done until it hit the ground and broke.
No.
So
Oh, that's no good.
I was kind of sad about that. But luckily I was able to find majority of the pieces. And I already had an extra piece that I couldn't find, so I just kind of bandaged that to the best of my ability today. So that was my hobby progress today on that. At this point, I have to attach the gun, attach the tracks, paint the heavy bolters, find the front heavy bolter, do the lights, and then paint the little sponson glass cannon turrets thing that are on top of it, because I base coated those so far, and that's been about it. And then that will be done, and then I can move over to my storm sledgehammer thing. I don't know the
Stormhammer.
Yeah, it's the one that has like the double battle cannon on top with more double battle cannons, and then more battle cannons, and then you could put three last cannons on each side and sponsons.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just generally overall a cool model. So that was this week. I got that washed and the tracks done for that, but I didn't make it very much further down the line because I just wanted to focus on one, then I could work on the other. And then after that, I kicked it over to Bri.
I cleaned out my truck, which was a disaster zone. I count that as hobby progress because it's for Adepticon travels, which then snowballed into cleaning out the van because that was a disaster zone. While I was doing that, I got the trophy bases cut to length and got them stained with the assistance of Jess, my beautiful wife. And tonight we're going to clear coat those. I also worked a little bit on my oldest son's Blood Angel Veteran Tactical Squad with him. What else did I do? It's been a week.
That's
That might
generally
have
how
been
that
it.
works.
Yeah. It's been a week for sure. How about you, John?
Yeah, so on our Wednesday nights, I was working on the Thanatar, and I got that finished up. I'm going to end this with talking about that. But I also got the 6 Castellax built. Decided to put together my Adepticon display board and realized that I can't fit all the Sentinels on the display board.
Classic John.
I wasn't that surprised at that, considering I can't fit them all in a deployment zone. So, since I'm using a cart to kind of push everything around, I realized I could take the middle shelf on the cart and turn that into an underground bunker. And so I pulled out some more of those great Daiso Gundam hangers and built up a big wall and walled everything off, and then took some pink foam and cut that to shape on the shelf so it kind of locks into place. And then I got that textured up and spray painted, primed, got said wall dry brushed, experimented with edge highlighting the command sentinels, which looks kind of nice, but I'm going to have to seal it before I get to play with it, so it's not going to be something I can do to all the sentinels before Adepticon. And Duncan also pointed out it would probably look better if there was also some panel lining in there as well. So neither of those I can get done before Adepticon. I also cleaned out my truck since I'm going to be driving across multiple state lines. I realized that 10 gallons of spent brass in the bed of my truck would probably bring some undue eyeballs, so I got that all cleared out. And then I've been packing for Adepticon other than that. While we're talking about Mechanica models, I can tell that GW really wanted to match the handmade resins originally as close as possible. And they've done that with all these Heresy kits by making everything multiple parts. They wanted to have all the same cables, they wanted to have all the same attachments. And with resin, it's a lot easier to get that done because you can have undercuts and you can have weird things. But the problem is when you translate that into plastic, you end up with like 75 pieces that get covered by an armor panel and you only see like 4 of them. So building the Thanatar is a biddly mess, to be completely honest with you. The claws are about 18 pieces per. There are separate pieces for open claw and closed claw, both on top and bottom pieces. The bottom piece fits into a track that you then glue into place so it doesn't fall out. And then that attaches to a kind of an elbow joint that moves, but then you glue a different piston into that elbow joint, one of 3 different poses depending on how you want the elbow to be posed. Now on the Knights, if you had pistons, they just made it a piston and a stick, and you just put them together and you could pose it however you wanted, then you glued it. But on this guy, they decided to make it 5 extra pieces that you had to kind of decide ahead of time which one you were going to build. Same thing.
I like that idea.
It is a cluster. So now you've got an elbow separate and a claw separate. Pushing the claws, the top part of the claw, basically the wrist, is an open joint, and that plugs into the elbow. That is machined to such tight tolerances that when you push the arm into the wrist, it causes it to gap, which then makes a gap in the claw itself. So your issue is, you've basically got to kind of... I've been using plastic glue this whole time, and so if it's not completely set, it comes apart, and then you re-plastic glue it, push it back together, and then it slowly backs out because of all the forces exerted by the wrist pushing into the claw part. That's all annoying. Leading up to that, you get 3 sprues out of the box. There is no markings on these sprues. I have checked multiple times. The Castellax sprues actually have sprue A and sprue B written on there. It's in tiny print, but it's there. But it's not on the Thanatar sprues. You get a large sprue and 2 small sprues. The large sprue is A, and one of the small sprues is A, and the other one's B. For the specific claw small parts, that's A43. 3 of those are on the big sprue, 1 of those is on the small sprue. So you're hunting through multiple sprues every time while you're building this thing, trying to figure out where these fucking parts are. And then the legs, you get 3 different pose options. It just kind of lists the parts to use, but it doesn't tell you what parts to replace until you get once you get into the kit, you can see, oh, I guess this is where this part gets replaced. There's not like a key that says, hey, if you're building this pose off the kit, use these steps or this one. It's just pose A, keep going. Pose B, keep going. So there's a lot better ways to lay out these instructions than what is happening. And I'm sure by the time I work on the second or third or fourth, it won't be as annoying. But if you're only building one, it's a pain in the ass. Like, I just finished these 6 Castellax, and they have different arms for different poses, but it's the whole arm is one piece instead of being 4 pieces like the Thanatar is. So it's just annoying as hell if you guys end up building them.
How's the 3D?
That's my giant rant.
How's the 3D printed model?
Not bad. I've seen a few 3D Thanatars, and I've also got the resin one, and the resin the resin Thanatar is maybe 8 parts.
Oh, absolutely.
Whereas this plastic one is like 95 at least.
Sign me up, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, the Castellax, I mean, it's like going to a completely different kit when I was building the 6 of those. I would rather build 6 of those than another Thanatar. But yeah, that's the hobby progress I got done. Annoying Thanatar and 6 Castellax completed, and now it's time to finish packing for Adepticon.
Always the fun part is the packing.
No, it's not.
I will admit, I did spend today cleaning out the truck, and I didn't load anything into the truck yet. I did, however, go down to Buc-ee's and get travel food and gas.
You drove all the way to Buc-ee's for travel food?
I drove all the way to Buc-ee's for stuff that we can't get anywhere else, so that we can take up there and have for snacks and things like that. While
if you want anything else at Buc-ee's, that's the first stop out of my house is Buc-ee's for breakfast.
Yeah, so while there, I will also admit that we did choose to get lunch at Buc-ee's. And I will say thank you to Jack for telling me all about the burrito that is now my go-to.
The chicken burrito?
No, the cheesesteak burrito.
No. Cheesesteak burrito.
Yeah, I had that one too. I like the chicken one better though.
Is the chicken one the one that has potatoes in it?
No, it's got it's like a normal, like semi-Mexican burrito with corn and everything else in it.
Oh yeah, I didn't get that one. I just get the cheesesteak burrito because it's delicious.
Try the chicken one. There's some type of sauce in there I really like.
Well, the next time I go to Buc-ee's, which won't be on this trip, I'll do that.
I hate you guys with your Buc-ee's.
It's all right. I got Brian some stuff too while I was there.
Bring him some beaver nuggets.
Yep.
Was it beaver repellent?
I got him a bag of beaver nuggets just for Brian. And then once I see Brian, I'm going to eat that bag of beaver nuggets right in front of Brian, so that he can never know the true joy of Buc-ee's beaver nuggets.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not a fan of them, so.
It's okay. I know where you live.
Yeah, you do. You do. Sorry, I think we all know where one another live. But yeah, no, clearing out the vehicle this weekend was my entire hobby progress from last weekend or last week. I did nothing other than just organize stuff and prep for Adepticon.
Yep. The news?
Yeah, I guess we can do news.
There's nothing coming out, right?
I mean,
Oh,
sure.
There's my mouse. Found my mouse. Found my mouse.
All right.
My mouse.
So we said last time that the pre-orders were up. So we've got the online exclusive dice. $12 gets you 20 dice. Not terrible from a GW point of view. The Glaive Super Heavy Special Weapons Tank is $210. The Liber Custodes is going to be $53, and then the Journal is going to be $29.
Is the Liber Custodi online only, or can you buy it from your local store?
It's local store.
Oh, thank God.
The only online only is the dice. The tool set's $18, which isn't terrible, and then the painting handle is online only, and it's only $6 or $6.50.
What? I swear I thought that was going to be like $10 or $12 minimum.
Right?
Oh well.
You'll notice what's not up there.
The Custody set?
The Custody set's not up there. Why isn't it up there? Oh, because it immediately sold out.
Oh.
So $255 gets you a couple squads of Custodies, a Shield Captain, a Dreadnought, and then the heavy tank. Now, if we compare that to current GW pricing puts the squads at 65 for 5. Current characters, the only real character is the plastic Trajan is 48. The single shield captain resin was 66. And then the tank is long gone, but I believe it was 150 or 200. So all in all, a decent savings. But we'll have to see more when they come out.
Well, we'll see how they do. Luckily, they cannot be played at Adepticon with the new Libra that isn't available yet.
Yep.
That'd be impressive if they could be played with the new Libra that's not available yet.
Yeah.
Goals.
Ooh.
Deckles.
It's a Dreadnought sheet. That's not bad.
It's not nearly as nice as the other GW sheet that Custodies had, but yeah, it's nice.
Okay. Is it just me, or does this look like they cut the old one in half?
Yeah, kind of.
So let me drag it over. Here's the old sheet.
Yeah.
I could see some similarities, but the Eagles on the old sheet are a lot more high quality than these ones are. These are just single tone gold, white, or black.
I see what you mean.
Definitely
Yeah.
I'm not knocking
a lot
more
for
decals, but it's not as nice.
Well, these are also the small ones from GW proper, not the Forge World ones that
Correct.
everybody, yeah. That's why we all grab the Forge World decal sheets most of the time.
Yep. Next Sunday, really nothing for us Heresy players. A bunch of Hedonists for Age of Sigmar, the Daughters of Cain, Medusas, re-release of the Crimson Lash, and then a bunch of Tree People are coming out for Age of Sigmar. And then they get dice and cards as well as some books. That's really it for next week. So a week after, we'll be able to buy all this stuff in person. That'll be on the 4th. Maybe GW will be nice and bring some to Adepticon, but we'll have to see what happens there. During the week, we got the Emperor's Children Black Book pages uploaded as a PDF.
Yay.
There was also a nice community painter's take on the Legio Custodes. We got some bright gold, we got some dull gold, we got some black, purple, and kind of off-white. Even an ultramarine.
Yeah, that's definitely an ultramarine.
I like the way they do these articles so you can kind of see different colors. I was going to do a really dark muted scheme on mine, probably not this dark, but
I will say I do like that black and green.
yeah.
I couldn't even tell there's green in it.
It's the laurels are all kind of an off green. It shows up better on the tank where he did the copper effects on all the graph plates.
I do like that tank.
So that's Legalized Mischief on Instagram was the painter for that one. There's another nice tank in a dark color scheme.
That also is nice, yeah. Oh, look, there's an Emperor's Children one.
Is that one World Leaders one then?
No, it's
White
got
Scar.
purple on it.
White Scar, you're out. Yeah.
There's a Dark Angel one.
And then Shield Captains. I have been liking this burning sword thing. I might try that out on some of mine. And then we got another painting article for the Custodes. If you didn't think that was enough, we get pictures of GW's official models. And then a quick explanation of how he does it. So he starts with White Scar and then Retributor armor. As the gold pops more when you spray it over white instead of just bare plastic.
Oh, he discovered base coding?
Yes. Magical.
Ooh. Wow. Okay.
And then during the week, we got a preview article for some of the rules that are coming out. So I originally thought this was terrible and I didn't like it. Last time we talked a lot about prime benefits and how Duncan was kind of worried that detachments are going to come and make everything irrelevant if they keep coming out with them. And this prime benefit kind of seemed to me to be the opposite, but in fact, someone explained that this is actually better in the long run. So the prime benefit is called Prefect. Your shield captain can take this prime benefit. If they do, they gain their basic wounds go up by 1 and they gain officer to line 2. The existing shield captain had officer to line 2 to begin with. So if you took the allies detachment and you took 2 shield captains, you could take 4 additional detachments, whereas this limits you to only having 2 additional detachments if you take the prime benefit. So it's kind of a way to tamp down on as much detachment abuse by moving that bonus of officer to line to be tied to a prime benefit.
So that kind of makes you think that the regular shield captain won't come with officer line at all.
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
They also previewed 2 gambits, Stone's Aegis. This gambit modifies the model's toughness by +1, but causes all wound tests made against it to fail on a 1 or a 2.
Ew.
So if you're fighting Thunderhammers or Power Fists, don't have to worry as much.
Okay.
The other one is called World Serpent's Bane. This gambit limits you to 1 attack, but sets that attack's damage characteristics to the model's remaining wounds.
So you get 1 attack, but if you have 5 wounds left on your shield captain, your damage is 5. It's not the opposing model.
No, it's the opposing model. Oh, no, it is. But the damage characteristics of the weapon used to make that attack is modified to be equal to the models. Oh, yeah, it is your models. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So that wouldn't mean you could sit there and slap a Primarch and just expect to kill him with 1 shot because you're going to do all his wounds and he rolled a 1. Okay.
Right, but considering most shield captains that are going to be taking this at the moment are 3 wounds and weapon skill 6 base.
It just makes your weapon damn 3.
Yep.
Okay.
That's if they keep that
prime benefit and get a 4th wound.
Yep.
Could be worse.
So right now they're limited to Spears, Paragon, or Adrosite, or Pyrite, or Paragon Blade.
They do have a fancy new blade in there that I need to see the rules to fully understand.
Oh yeah, it's mentioned that there's a new Gleaming Eternity blade that gives you initiative modifier and duelist edge 1.
Yeah,
but it doesn't give any more information about it, so it's kind of.
But all their current weapons are damage 1, right? They're not
damage 1 or 2. They don't have anything that's like a fist or anything for captains right now. They might be.
I'll take it.
They used to be able to take.
Gauntlet.
Yeah, Solarite Gauntlet. Or Solarite Lightning Claws, I think was one of them too.
Ooh. Okay, so they're definitely giving a serious bump up in variety of stuff to the custodians.
Plus they have a couple of brand new Apex detachment that allows Dreadnought shenanigans. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be interesting.
More variety is always good for the game.
From GW, but not official GW, Warhammer Merch came out with a line of women's clothing. It's just the same basic shirts they already sell, but now they're selling them in women's cuts.
Women play this game?
I guess.
Doesn't your wife play Heresy?
You count her as a woman?
oh my god,
I think your kids do, bud. And I'm thinking that my wife considers her a woman as too.
So. Oh, okay.
Starforged had some stuff, so Jack, get ready.
oh no, I don't want to.
So the first thing is they've come out with some new purity seals. You've got the basic Aquila is brand new.
$30.
And then Grey Knights is brand new for
Okay.
$30.
Okay.
Next, they call this one the Old One Eye, but he's actually called Old Baelai. The Yarick Purity Seal for $35.
I have something called the Old One Eye.
God.
Ba-dum-bum.
Well,
Phrasing.
it's a Tyrannid. You know, remember?
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
He's in
Yeah.
metal. You could beat someone to death with him.
Yeah.
It's like an old Land Raider in a tube sock.
Yeah.
All right. Now I've kept this special for last for Jack.
Oh, God damn it.
They've also come out with a bag.
Oh, it's only $68.99.
Yeah, I was expecting.
Hang on. That's
Oh,
not bad.
Jesus
Oh,
fucking.
what the?
All right, so the bag itself is $68.99. It has a Molly Velcro thing on it that you can peel off and then put patches and other stuff on. They sell the patches separately, but if you want everything together all at once, it's $266. That
At least it's not made out
includes
of gold.
yeah, that includes the water pot with Molly attachment bag and tool bag. A bunch of patches. These are 1 inch by 1 inch patches, and they come with a little Molly Velcro attachment. Includes all these. They call them bag stripes. It's a carabiner with the logo on it. You got Dark Angels, Mechanicum, Raven Guard, Blood Angels, Fists, Ultramarines.
Also, none of the good guys. Okay.
They also come. The super bag also comes with the ribbons. The ribbons is just a military cord with a cool little dangly bit. It's attached to 2 carabiners. You've got an Imperial Fist one and an Ultramarines one. So yeah, if you want all in, you get all of that stuff for $266. Otherwise, the ribbons are $40. The stripes are $15. The patch set is $30. And the pot is $40.
That's
And the bag is
insane.
$70.
Yeah. I don't know why you would want all of those patches and bag stripes and ribbons at the same time. I guess if you have a bunch of armies and you want to be able to swap between them.
It's for the completionists.
I swear, none of us here have more than one army.
Yeah, but I mean, unless you're playing Blood Angels, Raven Guard, Mechanicum, Fists, Dark Angels, and Ultramarines, why would you want all those at once?
Hold on, let me count how many armies I have for Heresy alone. Blood Angels, Iron Warriors, World Eaters, Sons of Horus, Night Lord. There's an Alpha Legion army here in the house. There's a Thousand Sons army here in the house. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I would need at least that many, if not more.
Yeah,
But they're
I'm
not,
saying you
they're
can't.
not the right legions.
Yeah, you can't pick. Was kind of my point. You're kind of stuck with these ones, like a loot box. You're kind of stuck with what they give you.
I get it.
There's a couple releases coming from other people, and then I've got some separate Adepticon goodies that we can get.
Oh, yes, we should
So-
definitely talk about the Dethroned goodies.
War Games Exclusive has come out with their own version of the Saturnine Dreadnought.
Meh.
If you play Word Bearers, I could see someone using this.
Meh.
Eh?
They also have a weird Slaneshi demon called Slanthrob.
I want to
I
zoom
would
in on
like to
his face.
file a grievance.
It's an ogre with a gimp mask.
I would like to file a grievance.
I don't blame you. I want to file a grievance on that too.
Why can't we ever get cool Nurgly demons? Like, everything's Slanesh.
It's a little easier to sculpt.
Gimp masks.
Yep. And then Archon Studios, which was they've gone through like 19 renames in a few years. These are the guys that originally did were called Protos Games, and they were responsible for that horrible Alien versus Predator debacle. Then they rebranded to Archon. They came out with their own game that never made it past the Kickstarter phase. That's where I got a lot of the vehicles for my Cobra army from. But then they've moved on to making D&D compliant minis and some sci-fi stuff. Anyway, they make their own terrain set for ZM/dungeon crawling, and they're coming out with the Evil Eye Hive, which is a ZM board of flesh. And the Belly of the Beast, which is a dungeon/flesh prison thing.
Flesh prison.
And then they've also got some other wonky demons / 5th edition compatible monsters.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
If you're going to Adepticon and you don't specifically want to stay within GW, you'll be able to get. Mantic has said that they're going to be giving away in the VIG bags and maybe some other places their first Ghost in the Shell role-playing game mini for the Major Kusanagi. Bombshell Minis is going to have their Errant Captain Lucinda Vale available.
Neat.
It's a hard jaw for a woman. Black Site Studios is going to have a bunch of Adepticon exclusive minis.
I like that robot.
Yeah, robot's pretty cool. Kind of looks heavy gearish, but thicker.
I'm hoping you have Victoria Miniatures on here as well.
She didn't say she was going to have an Adepticon mini this year.
She has. She announced it yesterday.
Oh, well, they didn't have it on the news site. They have. So she's got a bunch of stuff going on. She's got a re-release of all her old Adepticon minis as print to order. And then I didn't see another one, but I'll pull it up in just a second. And then Firelock Games is going to have an exclusive model out as well.
Nice.
Let me see if I can pull that. So Victoria Minis.
Yep, they haven't announced anything on there.
Yeah, so she's re-releasing all her old stuff. All right, pulling up her Facebook page.
Sounds good, because I think it was either there or in the Facebook group for Adepticon she announced it.
Oh yeah, that
Yep.
Xenos Don't Surf guy.
Yep. Xenos Don't Surf.
I'm missing the joke.
It's Colonel Kilgore.
It's Colonel
from
Kilgore.
It's Colonel Kilgore from Apocalypse Now.
Ah, okay.
Charlie Don't Surf.
Yep, that's the quote.
Also, I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yep, that's the other quote. And apparently she's also doing CD or the digital file you can buy as well.
Yep.
So that's something that's neat. I might try to get that guy.
Yeah, I like this model.
Yeah.
But that, gentlemen, is all the news.
Yay! All the
Huzzah.
news that's fit to print and some that's not. Shall we move to the main topic?
Absolutely.
Holdover from last week.
No, we're not covering... Well, yeah, the holdover from last week. We're not covering primes again.
You mean the reason why I had to make a new thumbnail?
Yes, Jack, the reason you had to make a new thumbnail. Because you're such a wonderful and awesome thumbnailery person.
This is what.
Are you still salty about that?
Yes, I am.
Of course he is. It's Jack. Of course he's still salty.
The one time I think I'm gonna get ahead and I'm gonna be good. It's gonna be good and life is gonna be easy. No.
Everybody is sleeping on Dreadnoughts.
I've been saying that for the last I don't know how many years have I been playing this game.
Yeah, I know. So, as we all know, first edition, or as you may not know if you weren't here, first edition, they were vehicles. They had armor value. That meant something. That meant that a single lash cannon on the old rules could blow your Dreadnought up. It was, honestly, a lot of people were disappointed with that. But we all
Would and did.
Yeah, and the sergeant with a melta bomb blowed up Dread. It happened. It happened a lot. We all saw it happen, and it was terrible. Dreadnoughts did not live up to their name in first edition. But we all had them, and we all used them anyway because they're just iconic. The Contemptors are and were. Then second edition came out. And we had to, as a community, people limited Dreadnoughts to 3 or to 1 per 1,000 points. Just because weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 5, 2 up, 5 up, with 6 or 7 wounds everywhere in blocks of 3 for a single detachment
That didn't have to deploy together.
was a bit overpowering. We all know that. In fact, if there was anything complaint-wise about second edition that most people griped about, it was that dreads were tuned a bit too high. Now this edition, third edition, has come, and dreadnoughts have dropped in weapon skill and in ballistic skill. They're still having a 2-up, 5-up. They still have monstrous creature stats. They still have monstrous creature speed. They still have the same weapons. They still have the same guns, the same capabilities. They just lowered them to weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4. And now I honestly don't see a lot of people taking dreads these days. It's like everybody was all about them when they were overpowered, but now they perceive them as just having the regular weapon skill and ballistic skill of a regular Marine. They kind of ignore them. It's like they're not as elite, and therefore not an automatic include. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I think the other problem is all the people that joined the game with third edition, and we do have a fair few of those.
We do.
They gave you the crappiest Dreadnought in the box.
It's not the crappiest Dreadnought.
I think another thing that feeds into it is the fact that the Dreadnought detachment is 1 unit.
I agree.
Unless you take a Mortifactor.
Yeah. If you take a Mortifactor and get a squad of dreads, yes, they're good.
But it can only be up to 3 Contemptor dreads.
Yeah.
Yep.
But even on their own, if you have a way to get the detachment slots open that you need to make them or take them, I think people are really sleeping on Dreadnoughts right now. Yeah, they don't have weapon skill 5. They don't have ballistic skill 5. Honestly, it kind of makes sense for them not to. And I think, no one ever said that the person stuck in the Dreadnought was a hero. I mean, it could have just been Bob the Bolter Boy who got shot in the stomach, spleen, and semicolon and stuck in the Dread.
First off, every Space Marine's a hero. Remember that, son.
You're right, but I'm not talking like... I'm not talking like an elite level hero.
I'm being pedantic.
I know you are. But not every Marine stuck in a Dread has to have been like a captain or a veteran sergeant of whatever the hell. I mean, it makes perfect sense for them to stick regular dudes inside there. It happened in the novels. It happened in the fluff. So having regular dreads be weapon skill 4 doesn't really confuse me. They're still absolutely wonderful at going forward and stomping on tactical squads, stomping on despoiler squads, assault squads. Most of the things in those units aren't going to be able to break toughness 7 or armor value 2, or sorry, a 2-up 2-up 5-up. And they're big, stompy robots that look cool, and they're frequently have been centerpiece for armies. They look amazing if you paint them right. I really think that dreads as a whole right now are being underutilized and over-ignored. And it's not just the Contemptor. The Derrideo, fantastic gun, fantastic shooting platform. And it's, again, toughness 7 or 6, whatever it is. My brain isn't. Yeah, okay, 7. 2-up, 5-up. 6 wounds. Ballistic skill 4. Anti-air platform. Its guns can breach damn near anything, depending on what gun you take on it. And it's going to survive more shooting, realistically, than Predators, which we see everywhere. It's got a better chance of survival than a Rhino. It's got better chances of survival than an Arachne gun platform, in some ways. I think that... Yeah, I mean, you can move, for one thing. I think that the lack of having a detachment of opening up for more than one dread really crippled people's attention span. When you couple that with the weapon skill and blow skill drop, people just kind of started ignoring them and seemed to almost forget they exist. I'll be honest, I've built multiple lists and played games in third, and I've not included any Dreadnoughts in there myself. So I get it. They're not as enticing an option as they used to be. But I feel that's kind of selling the old Dread short, as it were. So,
I rant now.
yeah, please do. Please do. I'm sorry if I ranted.
You didn't rant. I just have some things that I feel need to be stated. I'll start with the Leviathan Dreadnought. I am utterly disappointed what they did to that guy. Making him heavy makes him tremendously difficult to use. They debuffed pretty much all of his weaponry. The Storm Cannon lost volume of fire. The Melt Lances lost a lot in range. All Melta weapons lost a lot in their Melta value range. Pretty much everything is range 8 or 6, unless you are running a Kratos, because for some reason that thing just has to have ungodly Melta range.
Or the Predator.
Or the Predator. But making the move 6 Leviathan Dreadnought heavy, he cannot rush, so he cannot benefit from moving faster in lieu of shooting to get into combat with people quicker. You could stick him in a pod, but then you have all the negatives right now with deep striking. And it's just really, really unfortunate.
The only non-heavy is the Contemptor. Even the Castaferum is heavy.
Yeah, that's one I don't quite understand, honestly.
The Castaferum, they did a lot of weird stuff too. But Contemptors, they have weird shit going on too. Overall, I'm happy and content with where the Contemptor is at. I, for the life of me, do not understand why a Curies Assault Cannon costs you 15 points when a Gravis Bolt Cannon that's free is just flat out better.
I'll agree there.
It's damage 2. It gets about the same amount of firepower. It's longer range. You lose 1 value in strength and the breaching, but it's only breaching 6 up. I just don't get it. The Melta Cannon also kind of lost a little bit. It's only firepower 1. All the other guns are still about where they were before. The Daredeo, I think, is perfectly fine and reasonable. I don't have any issues with any of its weapons. I think, if anything, the Boreas anti-air missiles got a little bit better because I don't think they have to snap shoot anymore, shooting at ground targets. The Saturnine Dreadnought, honestly, it's not that bad. It's short range, but it is incredibly tough for what it is. And it's got some pretty potent weaponry.
That toughness 8 and wounds 8 is definitely beefy on them. I can't really disagree there at all.
I haven't killed one yet.
I only fought one once, and it was Jack, and we didn't get to finish our game. But I wasn't on the track to kill it. I'll tell you that.
No, it ended up being a slap fight for. Well, it probably would have been a slap fight for us to the game. In all honesty,
it really would have. It wasn't killing anything, and I wasn't killing it. So yeah.
But like, I really enjoyed running a dual fist with Melta guns on a Contemptor. I found that to be a very useful way of dealing with medium to light armor, especially now that you can shoot one target and charge another. I popped an Arquitter Bombard and a Vindicator in one turn by shooting the one and charging the other. Melee haven't changed to what it is now. The assault phase is very different. The expectations you have on units are very different. And dreads are no longer the I'm going to go smash something and stomp it out right now. But they are very handy in dealing with certain types of units.
I don't feel that the dreads. Okay, previous edition, I can't tell you how many times I threw my dreads at elite units and expected them to survive and expected them to kill well beyond their points against, like, Suzerain or Justarin or Fire Drakes, because they could. They could sit there and swing with the best of them, kill with the best of them, survive with the best of them, and if not win combat, at least tie something down to where it was going to be a slog before they chewed through the dread, and you had a chance to deal with them either with shooting afterwards, or the dread would kill them, or you could get some other hammer unit of your own over to fight after the dread fell. And if you threw the dread at a tack squad or something, you expected that tack squad to die. Now I don't think the dreads quite fit for fighting in close combat, or specifically speaking about contemptors. I don't think they fit for fighting in close combat against elite units anymore. But I'm also not seeing as many elite units in the game being used. I see a lot more meat and potatoes. I see a lot more tack squad, despoiler squad, breachers, assault squads, things to that effect, non-weapon skill 5 units. And I think things like that are exactly where a lot of people are focused. And I think that's exactly where the things like the Contemptor shine. Because for 155 points, you've got 2 fists on a Contemptor with bolters, which their bolters are not really anything to joke about because they're each firepower 4. So you've got 8 shots with 2 fists. I mean, that's great. I mean, that's way better than it's ever been with just a basic gun. If you feel like throwing in the combi, the graviton gun, which is stupidly better, you have the chance to pin things down and then make your charge. I mean, I just think that the General Contemptor himself, good old Bob the Contemptor, is a lot better this edition for a more generalized purpose than just going forward and smashing face. I think they're more versatile. I think with their price point of 150 points plus whatever you throw on there, if you feel like you're even going to throw something on there, I think they're budgeted well for points. I just think that the detachment being 1 only is kind of crippling.
It is crippling, and it's one of those things too where in all the lists I've built out trying to theory craft on getting dreadnoughts into an army, it's virtually pointless to take just a singular war machine detachment when you can logistically benefit 1 in.
I agree.
Because it's same, right? You're only getting 1 war machine out of that detachment no matter what. It's a little bit different if you take that Mortifactor with the intention of taking multiple Contemptors. But there's also kind of a struggle going on that a lot of armies have some stiff competition for that prime benefit.
Yep.
Especially, if you're doing word bearers, you really want to make things malefic, potentially. There's all sorts of stuff going on.
If you're planning on sticking around through a lot of hellfire coming down at you, you're going to want the combat veterans, so you're not really having a spot to grab the logistical benefit.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not wrong.
And I've noticed that some armies, they don't really get as much opportunity to take the prime benefit, logistical benefit, as much as others. I'm a little bit spoiled with the Death Guard auxiliary detachment. I find it really easy to utilize a primed tack squad to sneak something else in But the Ultramarines having their special auxiliary detachment where you get the Prime Opte, it makes it a little bit weird. You might want to use something else to buff the Opte, or have something else going on with your list where you won't want to take a War Machine detachment off of him.
But even if you did, as a command squad, he gets a free detachment below him anyway.
Yeah. But I think there's some other elements to that auxiliary detachment for Ultramarines that adds to that competition. I don't really like the options it gives you out of that detachment. Probably because I don't really
We don't play Ultramarines.
Well, I don't play Ultramarines, but I don't really regard the recon slot all that highly. I think they get recon, right?
I think so.
It's just a weird detachment for me personally. The Blood Angels one kind of
it's a support and a recon.
knocks me out. Yeah, it's weird. It gets really weird, and there's varying competitions going on depending on the legion you're running.
I think the trying to figure out how to say this. I think the truly crippling part is that you have to find a way to shoehorn a Dreadnought to put them into your list. And then you can only really do it in ways that you're only doing it if you really, really, really want to play with your dreads. You're not doing it because they're a huge force multiplier. Whereas in last edition they were such a huge force multiplier, it wasn't funny. And you're only really seeing them on table when it's someone who is proud of their dread, wants to use them, and wants to have fun with them. Because it's really hard to balance one soul dread versus a detachment that gets you two Predators and a Kratos and a Sikaran, or a detachment that gets you 2 or 3 elite units or Vanguard units or what have you. I kind of think that what GW did in doing it this way was kind of a big mistake for the actual Dreadnoughts, because they've been forcing them into kits, like the battle forces. I mean, they've been giving us Leviathans in battle forces, and no one's using them because no one has a use for Leviathans right now, because it's another thing you're trying to shoehorn into your army that a lot of people don't want. Same with the Saturnine Dread. I mean, other than that one game that Jack and I played, I haven't seen a single one on a table.
I haven't either. And I've seen 50, 60 games.
I've seen a few used. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you and John have run events. How many Saturnine Dreads have you all seen?
None.
I've seen a fair few, but there is very much a taste issue, an aesthetic issue with Saturnine Terminators and Dreadnoughts, and a lot of people just don't want to do anything with it because they just don't like the model. But I think the actual Saturnine Dread profile itself is perfectly fine. It has some limitations to it. It's not fast. There's no hand-to-hand capabilities to speak of, so you just rely on being very tough. But it's got some nasty guns to it.
No,
But
it doesn't.
Was that you kind of broke up?
I said, I'm not guns. That is realistically draw. See.
Is he garbled for anybody else?
Yeah, he's taking
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, he looks like he's stroking out right now on my screen. I think what Duncan's trying to say is that he has not been impressed with the weapons from the Saturnine Dreadnought. You have the disintegrator one that actively tries to kill it as it does its stuff. You have the is it the one that gets stronger as you get closer to it? The inversion beamer?
Inversion.
Yeah.
Inversion beamer.
Mm-hmm.
Am I back to normal now?
Yeah, you are.
Yep.
So what weapons, Brian, are you seeing that is giving you this opinion of it? What are they running with it?
After experiencing having the plasma bombard used against me, I think a lot of people are undervaluing that. I also think people are overstating the danger of running disintegrator weapons, especially on like that particular unit. Because I think everybody takes for granted that gets hot is no longer gets hot, and you have to still try to wound yourself. Sure, it's AP2, but it's only like strength 9 against your T8, and you still get an invuln. So it's not like you're guaranteed hurting yourself every time with it. So I think people take it to be a little bit too much of a detriment. The inversion beamer surprised me in how effective it was, and has got frickin' AP3 flamethrowers that you can take.
I think for me, it's the fact that its guns are really nice, but limited in function and scope, and it has almost no close combat ability whatsoever, while still being slow as a Leviathan. And honestly, most of its guns are short range.
I think for me, and I really want to like this unit. I think for me is my problem is the fact that I play Duncan.
If anything, that should help you because he's running towards it.
Yeah. But he'll get it. He'll tie it down, and then its strength is now it just in there in a slap fight holding up a 150 point unit.
Yeah, but this is where you guys are messing up. You can choose to voluntarily disengage, walk out of that combat, and then shoot him in the face.
You can. This is a thing. And half the time Jack doesn't remember that, or more than that, honestly.
And one thing I want to touch on before I forget about it, I think people are really underestimating the ability smokescreen. That right there brings the durability of Dreadnoughts up significantly, because that lasts for the duration of the enemy shooting phase, and it gives you, like, say they did unload on your Dread with las cannons, and you took like 7 wounds, right?
Sure.
Not only would you get your 5-up invulnerable, but then you'd also get a 5-up smokescreen damage mitigation.
So long as they don't have searchlights.
Nobody runs searchlights in my experience.
Yep.
I'm seeing the exact same thing.
I have
don't.
I have like 40 points worth of searchlights on one of my lists.
I
That's okay,
don't
you don't
include
play.
searchlights at all. Jack plays me. I mean, to be fair, Jack is used to my playstyle. Run forward and hit things really hard and ignore shooting. So searchlights don't really help him very often.
No, but you see which way the wind is blowing. Plus, searchlight, with Night Lords.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm playing the shooting game all that much.
Yeah. Oh.
But back to the primary bit we're going on. When you do see dreads on the table, what are you all seeing people using them for? Because when I've used or seen them on the table, other than Jack using it for a standoff shooting platform with the Saturnine, primarily I'm seeing people trying to save points on contemptors and using them to, as I've mentioned before, beat up tac squads and objective holders.
They're good at bullying power armor.
I've mainly only seen Doritos, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, like maybe 2 or 3 in all the games that I've really seen them in.
You haven't seen Contemptors?
Not that I can remember, no. I've seen, like, the Doritos are usually with the last cannons, just because they're better at trying to snipe stuff.
Okay. The one Dorito I've seen had the Volkite on it. And I didn't really pay a lot of attention to that. Which is making me wonder what the stats on the Doritos Volkite is now.
They're not bad. It's just there's more effective ways of getting your Volkite on. Especially when you stack up the other weapons against the Volkite. They do something better against different units than the Volkite will.
Range 45, firepower 10, 7, 5, 1 damage, deflect rate as always, and pinning 2. You know, again, for going after objective holders, that's not bad. But it literally limits you to shooting at mooks. And when shooting at mooks with it, I think you're likely to do better just with the Anvilus.
The plasma arms on it aren't bad.
I mean, the base price is 190, which is 40 points more than a Contemptor, and still taking up that single war engine slot if you take that detachment. Hellfire plasma cannonades, sustained 6 shots, strength 6, AP 4, breaching 5 up, and heavy for range strength, so you bump it to 7. Max fire, 1 shot, heavy, like strength 7, AP 4, 2 damage. Heavy bumps it up to strength 8, 5-inch blast, breaching 4 up, and overload 1.
Yeah, and the autocannon battery isn't great. I mean, 6 shots if you don't move, strength 8, AP 4, 2 damage is nice, but breaching 6 up. I think the problem is, like, vehicles become so weird. Like, if you're playing Mechanicum and you don't kill it in 1 turn, it's going to get like you never touched it with all their Battlesmith and shit. And a lot of people have kind of been moving that way with more Battlesmith. I've noticed in our play group a lot, there's been a couple more extra Tech Marines or allying in Mechanicum to go run patch holes and things.
I will say I'm definitely seeing more armor this edition than in 2nd edition.
Yeah.
1st edition, yeah, a lot of people played armor, and armor was played rather heavily in some places. And armor was good. 2nd edition armor wasn't quite as good, and dreads kind of ruled the field. Now it's kind of like the pendulum swung back the other direction, and armor is just ruling a lot. I mean, hell, my Night Lord's list has got 2 Predators and 2 Vindicators. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, Predators are just so dirt cheap too.
Yeah, they're ridiculously cheap right now.
And fast.
And Vindicators are just a reliable enemy tank killer, no matter how you look at it. And the fact that you can get 4 of them for 1 slot as opposed to 1 dread, it just kind of feels like a no-brain.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, detachment-wise, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think specifically with those detachments are like just 1 or 2 choices. Unless you're going to load up, might as well just take the logistical benefit.
I agree. That's on the list that I've got dreads coming in. I'm using the logistical benefit from wherever. And if I'm running more than 1, I'll have logistical benefit for 1, and I'll have my last detachment opened up for a free, like a cheap and easy Contemptor.
Yeah, I've been thinking about trying to do because I've got nearly a dozen Dreadnoughts. I've been thinking about doing a Mortifactor heavy list just to see what it's like.
I mean, we all have dreads. I mean, not even counting the unbuilt ones. I've got 3 for my Night Lords. Got 4 for my Sons of Horus. Got 3 for my World Eaters. 2 or 3 for my Blood Angels, and my Iron Warriors have 4, I think. And that's Contemptors. That's not even counting Leviathans. That I've got some for other legions in there as well. So,
Yeah, I've got 4 Leviathans and probably close to a dozen Contemptors.
I've got some of the unbuilt Leviathans too that I haven't even thought about.
Yeah, I haven't touched those.
And I've got a couple. No, I've only got one built Dorito. But I've got a couple unbuilt ones as well, just because I never had a chance or a place in armies previously to put them. In this edition, man, it's just a struggle.
Yeah, I suppose that's the other question too. Is I'm usually when I'm building lists, I'm like, okay, 4 tax squads in rhinos, and whatever other thing I want to take. And usually by that point, I'm either a half or almost a half of my points are used up already. And that's just to survive. So the things I end up taking or whatever I've been working on or whatever thing I want to be working on next.
I think that's kind of a list building thing. We all see objectives almost damn near every game. It's constant. Throwing the basic 3 or 4 tax squads or Devastator or Despoiler squads or Breachers or Assault squads is almost an absolute requirement just to play the game at this point. And I get that. I'm not complaining about that. It just kind of seems like you get your Praetor, you get yourself a Centurion, maybe a Champion, maybe a Master Signal or whatever else. So you have your 3 HQs, you get yourself your 4 tax squads, your 4 rhinos, and then congratulations, you're almost at 1,000 points. What are you going to start throwing in there now with those other detachments? Well, you need to have something that's going to be fast so that it can respond to something else. So, okay, you're going to get a jump squad of some elite little responder. So there's your Apex detachment taking Vanguard, whatever the hell's, or veteran jump squads or whatever. Well, you got to have something to counter their shooting because they're going to be shooting and you don't have any shooting yet. So you get another detachment of tanks because tanks are reliable and shoot well. Or you get a detachment of support because you want autocannon squads or last cannon squads or what have you. And oh, look, now you're pushing 2,500 points on a 3,000 point list. Where do you really want to spend those extra 500 points? Do you really want to grab a single Dreadnought and use a detachment for it? Or do you want to grab like quad mortars or rapier lasers or some more tacticals or something that can actually sit there and play more of an effective role in a majority of a game?
All right, going back and looking at the cast of Ferrum, that Dread is actually point for point a very, very solid shooting platform.
Yep.
Basically 145 points. You have 4 last cannon shots. The Gravis heavy bolters are the same as on a Contemptor. And you could have 2 of those arms for 115 for potentially up to 14 shots of damage to heavy bolters.
So you're saying the old Rifleman Dread is good?
It's very good. It's not as good as like 2nd edition where all Dreadnoughts are amazing, but it has the options for all the gun arms that you'd want to take. I mean, the multi-melta arms are just kind of so because
Most
multi-meltas are in a great spot. It's not that they're bad; they're just in a weird place. They're not the anti-vehicle weapons that they used to be. They're really, really good at taking out Terminators. The Gravis missile launcher, I don't think's half bad.
Yeah, it can take firestorms too. It's a little slow for that, but if you ever get near it, it's going to screw you up.
Yeah, it'd be fun in Zone Mortalis with that Flamestorm cannon, which is what I have on my 2.
Jack,
It's
how many Castaferum dreads do you have?
Me?
Yeah. The old box dread.
Don't know. I don't know. Somewhere between 1 and 15.
Yeah, I had 20 before I sold them. I don't have any now. I've got the parts to build 6, but yeah, I had 20.
Yeah,
They were all by 40K paint schemes, so I sold them.
I had, for my 40K Blood Angels, I had Librarian box dreads. Because, of course, you did. You were Blood Angels. My Chaos, I had 1 box dread, but it's an old with the power scything claw thing. And it's solid. No, it was the power scythe.
Yep.
Yeah.
2nd edition. That thing was a big, huge, wide claw that was ridiculous.
I remember it.
And that son of a bitch is just made purely out of lead. Put that in a tube sock and you got a flail. I hate saying this, but I think, like I said earlier, I think the GW really dropped the ball for dreads. I think that the War Machine detachment should be gutted from 1 and should be increased to at least 2, just so you could get 2 dreads for 1 slot. Because right now, it's just 1 per just doesn't seem reasonable to actually expect people to use. Which means a lot of dreads are getting bought or were previously bought or acquired in whatever box you get and then go right on the shelf. Which is
I was
sad.
talking with Jake, a guy that runs events over in Grand Rapids quite a bit. I think he told me he's up to 11 plastic Leviathan Dreadnoughts because everybody just keeps giving them to him because they don't want them out of their box sets.
It sucks.
But I think the way to bring Dreadnoughts back into relevancy this edition would just simply be to bump that War Machine detachment up to 2 slots and eliminate Heavy off of the Castaferum and the Leviathan. I really wouldn't mind a points decrease to 5 points per arm for the Cures Assault Cannon. There's no reason it should be the same price as a las cannon.
What is the Carries Assault Cannon right now?
It's 5 shots, strength 6, AP 4, damage 1, breaching 6 up, heavy firepower. It's dog shit compared to the autocannons or the heavy bolters. Both of which are cheaper.
Man, stat-wise, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, it's right up there with why were the Gravis multi-melta arms only 5 points in 2nd edition when they were one of the best arms you could put on them things.
And now they're 15, and all the ones that I have that are glued to the Melta Cannon are just meh.
Yeah, and now they would be
magnetize contemptors.
5 points.
Yeah, I don't think I would pay 15 points for a Gravis Melta right now. And I don't want to break all my arms off, which sucks. Well, luckily my World Leader Dreads don't have that problem because they're all built double fist anyway. Strange, I know. So, yeah, Dreads. We all love Dreads. I mean, they're such iconic units. It really sucks that we don't get to see them very much right now.
I'm putting in more of an effort to be more inclusive with Dreadnoughts. I'm a little
Really?
bit Yeah, I'm a little bit irritated that the Cyclonic Melt-a-Lance, I think it's now range 12, not range 18, and I just don't get that change. Storm Cannons being dropped down to Firepower 5 with heavy firepower. Okay, sure. I guess I can get behind that, but like I really want to run them with dual claws, and it being heavy is just like, really, guys? You're gonna do this to my boy?
I get it.
Yeah, especially with that Melta. I mean, the Lance heavy bonus is strength.
I believe so.
Yeah, and it's only 8-inch range for the Melta. So yeah, kind of sucks.
If I could choose, okay, not if I, if you all could choose one change to the Dreadnoughts other than changing the attachment allotment from 1 Dread to 2 or 3 even, what is the one change you would make right now?
Get rid of heavy.
John?
Yeah, I think that would honestly be a lot. Or maybe rebalance some of the gun points.
Okay.
With the Saturnine, though, I think either getting rid of heavy or giving it some way to deep strike or teleport. I mean, it's 340 points.
Honestly, that's something that would be kind of scary if it deep struck.
Yeah, like maybe have a rule where if it deep strikes, it can't do anything the next turn. Like it can arrive on turn 1, but it can't act until turn 2.
I think if I were going to do anything, I think the first thing I would do is I would leave the stat wise on all the dreads alone, and I would just rework the point costs on their guns, because right now the guns seem very hodgepodge for what they are capable of compared to other things, and a lot of them seem way overpriced.
Yeah. I mean, I like that it's movement 8 in the basic Contemptor. You know, the problem being on the other ones is they are so slow. Like the Castaferum's 6, but it's heavy. Doritos 7, but it's heavy. So you can't really keep up with, in the Saturnine 6, you can't keep up with the other units. Those other ones can't. The Contemptor can, so it can move further than it needs to get into positions where it needs to be.
Yeah, but I mean, the Contemptor is the basic Dreadnought.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the box knot. It's not the Sagi. It's not Leviathan, not the Dorito. It's the Contemptor.
Yeah, and I think its movement is fine.
I think its stat line and rules are fine too. I think the only thing that really needs any work on him is just the gun points.
Yep.
Because some of them are too costly for what you do.
Anything melt on a dread right now is way overcosted. Las cannons are fine. Kier's assault cannons should not be as much as they are. The Gravis heavy bolters, if you want to keep them free, fine, but that's even more case that the Kiers should be free or 5 points.
Free would be fine.
You could argue that the pair of fists or pair of chain fists should be more expensive. But at the same time, I kind of like the fact that they're so cheap.
But you're sacrificing the shooting, which is half the unit's cost anyway. So yeah, I don't think it's a 5 points is that bad.
I don't think it's that bad.
Sacrificing the shooting to give out statuses, which is very important in this edition. If you take,
I mean, you could take a Havoc launcher if you want to. If you don't want the
Gravis or the Graviton.
Yeah, the Graviton's expensive as shit. I mean, honestly,
for a Graviton per fist.
A Melt-a-Gun in each fist is fucking 15.
Yeah, and absolutely ridiculous for that price. It's the same price.
The Plasma Blaster. Plasma in this edition took such a kick to the dick. Honestly, I don't see it anywhere.
Honestly, I ran my plasma gun support squad the other day, and considering how much it costs to bring a 10-man plasma gun support squad versus what they did on the table, I don't think they're in a bad spot. I think they're just overshadowed by so much else. Of course, I say that now. I did successfully shoot my Centurion in the face and kill him on the last round of the demo game I played today. But that's just, RNG for you.
Yeah, I get you there.
But I think my 10-man plasma gun support squad in 2.0 was pushing 400 points. Right now, they're almost half that.
I used plasma pretty heavily in first edition. Second edition, I did not use plasma anywhere near as much. I think I literally used it in Dreadnought fists occasionally. Most of the time I used a Melta in the fists. But I did not use plasma very much. And I'm not really seeing a lot of call to use it right now for me personally either. It just doesn't feel as attractive as a weapon option.
It's another gun that's pretty decent at bullying Terminators. It'll bully power armor, which isn't a bad thing because we've definitely seen more of a shift in this edition to more power armored units.
I agree. And we've kind of meandered all over this topic, on starting off on dreads and now talking regarding weapons.
I think to sum it up is give dreads a chance. Find a home for them. I'm personally a big fan of the conversion beamer dreads in the corner now, especially with
large blast,
large blast, and how that works now. Yes, there are opportunities, but there are also strengths. But in the end of the day, it's like roll of cool, and they're overall a very, very cool models. Contemptors, Leviathans, Daredeos, Saturn 9s, and you add all the extra flavors on top of that. Rules wise, yes, it could be better, but a lot of things could be better in the end of the day.
That's fair. I'll absolutely agree. I think Roll of Cool is pretty much why all of us love dreads. Yeah. It's dreads and cataphractii Terminator armor and hordes of power armor. That's what Heresy is known for. Yeah. Iconic wise.
And I built an S2000.
In pink.
It's Suzuki from Too Fast, Too Furious. Not to be confused with Three Fast, Three Furious.
Sure, Jack. Give dreads a chance. They're fun.
All we are saying is give dreads a chance.
Yes. I think we've hit the topic pretty much as hard as we are able to do so tonight. Hey, event shutouts.
Are we saying don't buy a Dreadnought, adopt a Dreadnought?
Yes, adopt a Dreadnought. Mm-hmm. Adopt at least one Dreadnought to your list. Yes. That's a challenge for you because they're fun. And a lot of people would love to see them on the table again. I know I would.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I'm not a lot of people. I'm just Duncan. Event shoutouts?
Adepticon?
Yep.
Hey! From the time of recording, Adepticon's 3 days away. We'll be there. Jack will be running. What's the event you're running, Jack?
Open play, basically. I'm sure it has a cool name that you all gave it. It's open play.
Okay. I'm running the escalation event on Thursday. I'm also running the Wrath and Ruin 4K event on Sunday. We'll be playing in the teams tournament, and we'll be ringing in for the quad teams. One we'll be around. We'll be playing and stuff. We'll be there. We'll have posters to give away to people. If you're playing in any Heresy event, come get a free poster. If you are a member of the paying patron, come get a second free poster. Sign up at the event and for the patron, and we'll give you the second free poster there anyway.
Yep.
Remember, Duncan will take off his shirts for $. Brian will take off his pants for $. And John will give you that seductive dance for $1.
I don't think so.
I do. You know what? If I'm taking off my shirt for $1 and Brian's taking off his pants for $1 and John is giving out seductive dances for $1, what are we going to be making Jack do? I mean, he's got to do something.
Hugs.
It's got to be
Hugs
something
$1.
criminal. If I could potentially go to jail for taking my pants off.
So you're just freeballing all the time.
I think Jack has to give uncomfortably long, moist hugs.
I was really hoping you were saying handshakes because I'm really good at giving uncomfortable, moist handshakes for an extended amount of time. That makes other people uncomfortable.
Jack, why do you have sweaty palms?
It's not sweat.
Oh,
It's
my
spit.
Lord. Come see us. We'll have a table there in the Heresy Hall. We'll be happy to talk anything you want to talk about. If you're wearing one of our shirts when you come up, get a picture with us. We'd appreciate that. We'll throw them on the social medias.
With your permission.
If you're not wearing... Yeah, with your permission. If you're not wearing one of our shirts, come up, get a picture with us anyway. We'll throw it on social media. Again, with your permission.
If you're not gamed out, after Adepticon, April 26th, we're doing another DFW game event at Crimson Lion Games. And then May 16th, we're doing another event at New World Gaming.
Strange as this may sound, we are not going to be recording an event or recording an episode for the 29th of this month.
No hobby hangout on Wednesday. Hobby
There will
hangout
not be a
in person.
If you're at Adepticon, we can do a hobby hangout there. If you're not at Adepticon, hopefully Brian will, our friend, will host a non-attendee hobby hangout on Wednesday in our Discord.
Oh, is he not coming?
No, he's not going to get there, unfortunately, which sucks. We miss you, Brian. If you see me at the at Adepticon and you would like to have an interview done, I might try to do some interviews this year with players, attendees, see how their Adepticon's going, get their overall feel for Heresy and everything, and maybe we'll do that as a throw-together show for next week. We'll see.
I just want to say there is a work-in-progress 2-day event, at least one up here in Michigan, to replace the Michigan GT's normal 2-day event. That is going to be at a date to later be decided in October. It is also going to take place in the Grail Abyss on the planet Baroda. More information will be forthcoming as it gets developed.
Cool.
There's a pretty good chance that there will be another 2-day event at a store in Grand Rapids, Michigan as well. I haven't really hammered on too many details with Jake and I believe Charlie's the other guy that run events at that store. But I know they are really looking forward to doing a 2-day there as well. So keep your eyes tuned.
Also, a shout out to the Bolters at Dawn group. They're the guys up in Cincinnati. They are doing one of their quarterly or monthly events. I'm not 100% certain. I don't have all the information pulled up in front of me, unfortunately. But they're running something in May. Sorry, not May, but in April. So go to their website, check it out, boltersatdawn.com. They're running kind of an escalation league. That's not really a league. It's kind of a narrative thing. So give them a shout. Take a look at it. Maybe if you're interested, go hang out with them one day. I'm actually considering doing it myself.
What Saturday is it?
I don't recall.
Oh, of course you don't. You had one job.
I don't want to be a failure and admit that I don't know what I'm talking about.
But you just did.
I know. So I'm going to go ahead and pull their website up. Schedule. April the 11th. It is whatever day that is.
It's a
Jack won't be able to be there.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
I can tell you without even looking at a calendar, it's a Saturday.
Yep. So they're running one on April the 11th, on May 9th, June 6th, July 4th, August 1st, and August 29th. That's at their clubhouse, which is apparently above a bar or a brewery. So, hey, go there. Have fun. Maybe have a beer.
Well, that's neat.
Also, if you are hearing this, our web store is running a sale because we can't take our shirts with us since they're done through the print-on-demand stuff. If you use the code ACON2026, you get 10% off anything you order through our web store. You can find that at heresypodcast.com.
Oh, excuse me.
That's all I got. I'm done.
What about you, Jack?
I have kicking it over to John to take us out of here.
So thanks everybody for joining us on this, the 164th episode of the Heresy Accountabilibuddies Podcast. My name is John, and I've been joined by
Brian.
Duncan.
Jack.
And Ghost of Jamie.
And the Ghost of Jamie.
and the Ghost of Jamie. Always remember to stay accountable to yourselves, to your buddies, and your hobby, and we'll talk to you next time.